Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How you guys doing? Because I'm doing fantastic, but at least today I'm doing better than yesterday. Hope you guys are doing awesome, guys. I really hope that you guys are doing fantastic. My name is Odia. I'm currently 20 years old. I'm turning 21 anytime soon, period. I'm Congolese by nationality, and but rather let's say I'm resonating or resigning in South Africa, right? South of Africa. So basically, I'm here to kind of just like what I say, share my journey to Islam and to keep it on. Filming this video at night because then I was like, if I don't take the risk to film this video, I might just never film it. And because I wanted to film it a few days after I took my shahada, that I don't know what I was just very hesitant. So I'm here to kind of share my story based on how things has been for me, and as imperfect as I am, because at the end of the day I'm human, I'm expected to mess up sometimes. So I just share this. I was just going to share this story. Sorry, even if it just resonates with one person, because at the end of the day I can't please the entire world. But even if it just resonates with one person, I'd be so grateful, because at the end of the day, me trying to share this journey to at least one person would really just impact what I say, change my life. So I would do that basically. Yeah, so I'm gonna start from the core and then I will go with the entire. If it's getting too long, then I might just spare the rest for like another video. But first question would definitely be is how I found out about Islam, or am I born Muslim? Do keep in mind I'm not born Muslim. I'm not Congolese, and I'm not saying there's no Congolese who are not Muslim. There is a variety, and we are, you know, there are many of us. But in my situation, I'm not born into a Muslim family, right? I would consider myself I'm born into a Christian family, because then we used to believe in however the Christianity type of thing goes. But however, salute to my family. I hope they don't judge me for this. But definitely, I'm not born Muslim, so I actually got to discover Islam. So going back, as I was young, I was not aware of Islam. Like I said in the video that I just posted, I was not aware when it came to Islam. I was always questioning myself why. And remember, when you're a child, you don't have a lot of questions. You just go along and ride with the bus. Because at the end of the day, that is where you are, and you're not gonna deny your identity at that point. But fast forward to me being an adult, so because I had a lot of interactions when it comes to Muslim people, whether it was from school, whether it was from just society, I got to understand, okay, these people are different, but I was never into what do they do, why do they do it. And there was a time in my life where I thought that people were just praying to a man, and I was not understanding the statistics, behind Islam. So I'm happy that I got to actually learn and figure out what Islam is about, etc. So fast forward to 2022. 2022, I believe, is when everything started. I started figuring out about Islam, why people practice Islam, and so many more questions. But at that time in my life, I was just very hesitant, because I went from dressing up like one Negro. What's Negro? They say Negro is a slave. So when I consider a slave, it's more like someone that is just dressing up for the world. But that's another story for another day, right? We're talking about what we're talking about right now. So I started figuring out about Islam in 2022, started doing more research, but then it's more like, when you know the truth, but you just don't want to, what I say, partake in the truth. So I was very hesitant. I was like, no, what is society going to say? I might just be very different. People are going to judge me. And at that time, I was really confused. And I don't ever regret for not doing it at that time, because then I was really confused. And if I had done it, I would have not gotten the answers that I've gotten today. You understand? And fast forward, I've been doing research for the past 2 years, right? So it took me 2 years to finally make that decision. And it was not an easy 2 years, hey. It was a 2 years off. You're so confused. If you do this, what is people gonna say? What are your family gonna say? And for me, more than anything, I didn't care about society at that point. I was so worried what my family gonna say. Um, you know, and then society came next because then I was like, okay, remember in the society that I live in, it's not common for you as what I say dark in complexion and then what I say because I consider myself a foreign national because I'm not South African. People look at you like, why, why did you do that? Why would you do it? Do you do it for a man? And yeah, it gets harder and harder every single time. At that time, I was so afraid because I didn't know what my family would act like, what society would look at me as. You know, coming from a society where being Muslim might just be very weird to a lot of people, especially because of the person I am or the person I was in the past. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're doing it because you want to fit in, because you want to look like a certain people. You think you are better than us. You think that you are much more perfect than us, etc., etc." And it just started feeling overwhelming, and I just couldn't. I personally couldn't because I was really just hesitant. So I knew the truth, but I was very hesitant when it came to it. And I felt like it had to take me this amount of time to be able to know if this was the right path to take. Because if I had rushed it at that time, I'd have really found myself in a mess. I might have turned, my back on Islam and I would have said, no, it's the worst religion because I forced myself into something that probably was not going to work for me at that time. And I'm glad it took me this long because it was hard. And my journey was something where there was days where I would cry and I was feeling so overwhelmed. And I really there was just days where it was really hard. I wouldn't lie. A lot of people wouldn't know that because I always, resisted it. I continued doing the wrong things because I felt that, that is what is making me fit in society. Me looking different is just not going to work. And fast forward to 2023, I was like, okay, and I continued doing research, and then I was very hesitant because remember, I was still at school. I was very interested in knowing why Islam, why do people practice it, and because I had a few friends, but I would never ask them about it. I just respected their religion more than anything. And fast forward to 2024, I feel like 2024 did a lot for me. Actually gained a lot of courage, to take up, finding out about Islam, etc. And 2024 was the year where I started digging more. I started figuring out how to pray. I started figuring out why Islam. I started asking myself 1 million questions, and I was so ready to go to mosque, take my shahada, and be that girly. Wow. But a lot happened again. Emotionally depressed. I didn't do well at school. I had to go to school again, rewrite. So I was really just dealing with so much, my family, etc. And I was like, no, maybe this is not the right time. And up until I started asking myself a few questions as the year was ending, that when is the right, when would there ever be a right time when it comes to faith? And I just want to say I'm so grateful for the people that were around me at that time because I could just imagine if those people were not around me at that time, where I would have been. The support was there, the love was there, the appreciation was there. I started learning how to pray. I started learning how to do a few things, even though I did not convert at the time. I did not revert. So I started doing that, and I started going for lessons. Okay, I started going for lessons at the masjid. But guess what? Your girl stopped. Okay, I stopped going. I know it's complicated. I stopped because, like I said, I had to rewrite and I had to study, and I was like, okay, I can't juggle this. At least as soon as I'm done, once my results come out, I'm going back to learning at mosque. guess what? I didn't. I actually didn't. And sometimes I would just watch videos about reverts, etc. And I would just sometimes every time I hear Islam or I hear Muslims or I just listen to Quran because I have a sleeping problem, honestly. These days I'm actually sleeping, I don't know, but I used to have a sleeping problem. Sometimes I still do. I have a sleeping problem where I could literally just sit up until the morning, like, and I have not slept, the entire day. But every time I just set up that Quran on YouTube and it plays, I don't want to cry, and it plays, and honestly, like, I'm at peace when that just goes on. Like, I just fall asleep, and sometimes it's just at the back of my head playing, and I don't want to cry, but like, it's beautiful, how that used to work for me. And sometimes I would share it with people. I would say, you don't want to listen to that. I fell asleep or whatever, and they would just say, yeah, inshallah, But it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And coming to the end of last year, I asked myself a few questions. What did I do? Why did I do it, etc. And my whole plan was that as soon as the new year begins, well, let's consider it the new year because the new year is considered the 1st of January. When the new year began, my prayer point a few days before the new year was that God, please show me the religion for the entire year. That was my prayer. Show me the religion that I belong to. If it's Islam, show me. If it's not, direct me. And I felt like God sometimes would not direct you in the way you want to be directed. Because I was waiting for direction from like someone just coming to me and like be like, girl, you Muslim, But I also realized that I needed to find um that boundary that I was refusing to jump over, and I prayed, I cried, I teared up. And that was my goal for the new year. And come January 1st, my plan was like, I'm just gonna do Islam, and then I might just go and revert whenever I feel like converting. January passed, I did not convert. And I was planning on that entire January to be able to, what I say, go through the Quran, learn more, like just give myself knowledge first, And I did my research and I did things on the truth because at the end of the day, sometimes research is just not it, because sometimes it's about the truth and sometimes you need evidence. And January passed, nothing happened. February passed, nothing happened. Not nothing happened doesn't mean that I did not continue doing research or studying or anything. When I mean like nothing happened was I didn't what I say accept Islam. Ramadan came, guys. Ramadan is one beautiful time of the year because guess what? I was planning on I wanted to spend my first Ramadan this year and I didn't. Up until Ramadan started, I would trust me, I was praying, hey? I was just praying, going on the mat, praying, but I'm not Muslim at that point. But something inside of me just told me, girl, you need to wake up. And Ramadan went on. And 4 days before Ramadan could end, I went on TikTok. 'Cause, oh, that's my platform, hey? You guys better go follow me on TikTok. Better go follow me on TikTok. And I went through TikTok and I saw a scholar and he explained and he was just telling us based on how Islam is a beautiful religion and the form 4 days of that's left of Ramadan we should pray last night, let's just say the last night of Ramadan, there's a lot of blessings, etc. And I went to YouTube, watched a lot of videos, and I can't believe that night, the night before I took my shahada, I cried. Like, it wasn't the night before, it was 2 days before I took my shahada. I was in tears. Like, I was in tears, guys. And I prayed and I asked God one more time that if this is the religion for me, then definitely He should, direct me to the right way. And my plan was I would have gotten up the Monday, right? Because this was my plan for the weekend. And then I was like, okay, I would have gotten the Monday up. I'd have gone to Mars by myself and took my shada. Monday came, I didn't do it because Monday I had to go home for something. So I didn't go, and then I was just very hesitant. I was starting feeling low. And then on TikTok, because guys, Islamic community is beautiful. People encouraged me, people told me that, Allah will make it easy for me. People are beautiful. And I mean, people are beautiful, that people had great things to say. And there were people that was just saying mean things because we are human and, God will figure it out when it comes to those. But majority just TikTok is a beautiful platform if you use it the right way. And people encouraged me, and I felt like those people played a huge role in me taking that shada because a lot of people gave me good feedback when it came to it. Some people even sent me notes, right, on based on where I could start when it came to Islam, what I could do as a beginner. It was beautiful because I never imagined. I felt like I was going to feel left out, and not having a Muslim family is really hard, hey? And yeah, it was beautiful. And the day before that, I was in tears. And yeah, I asked someone to ask the imam at mosque if I was able to come in the next day immediately to take my shahada. But that same day before I took my shahada, I called my mom. Right, I called my mom. I explained it to her, and I understand that for her it might have been devastating because then she was like, "Why?" In her mind, she thought that I was doing it for a man or whatever. But yeah, it's hard, but she's very supportive. She just said, okay, I should think about it. And yeah, I called you, my siblings, and definitely my family. I would say they are okay with it. I don't know where I would put that, but I would say they are, because my family is not a judgmental. They just have misunderstandings. So they were, when I say that time, okay, I don't know how it's gonna go, but definitely they were okay with it at that time. The next day I was so scared. I got ready and I was like, okay, I'm going to mosque. And before I could leave, I was just shaking. I was so nervous. And yeah, I got to mosque and the imam was just explaining it to me and asked me, am I sure? And yeah, he was just explaining everything to me. And yeah, inshallah, he was explaining everything to me. And guess what? Guys, I took that shot. I say those words. I don't know, should I put it out here? I don't know. Okay, it might be weird. You guys should go check it out on TikTok. Maybe you guys can see it there. I took my shahada, and after I took that shahada, I swear my heart, it was there. It just went, and I was like, girl, wait, wow. I did that, and I was so proud of myself. I don't know. I just embraced it, and I was glad. I was just glad, and yeah, it's been a few weeks now that I've embraced Islam, and I'm happy, guys. Islam is a beautiful religion. And I just want to say to a lot of sisters, a lot of brothers, but I say if that would be the best advice, that are struggling when it comes to this religion, I would just say one thing is be patient with yourself. Don't let what people are telling you be the reason you don't take the shahada or you don't make that decision, because you might just be making the worst mistake of your life. And more than anything, I'm not a perfect person, Me being Muslim does not consider me a perfect human being. I have flaws. I mess up sometimes, but I've tried to be a better person every single day, and hopefully, by the grace of God, things do work out for me. And it's not going to be smooth because remember, I'm not born Muslim. It's going to be tough sometimes because now I need to learn how to pray in Arabic. I'm not even Arabic speaking. So there's challenges, but that's besides the point. I feel like Allah will never put something in your way that you cannot hit with one stone. I doubt it. And certain things happen for a certain reason. So if you're just patient with yourself and work on it, more than anything, the truth can hide under the mat. But eventually it's gonna come out. And I feel like that's the important aspect when it comes to anything in general. So I hope that my video inspired a lot of people a million, even one, it's okay. Please do make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and do stay tuned for more content because definitely going to share this journey together. I hope that this really inspired anybody. And yeah, may Allah grant it very easy for everyone out there, whether it's new reverts, converts, or whether it's people that are into Islam already. May Allah just make everything for us much more smoother. Sorry. And yeah, bye guys. See you guys in my next video.